Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a wonderful day. As always, leaving a comment, leaving a thumbs up, or subscribing, all these things do help the channel and the channel's algorithm. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. For those of you who were here yesterday, you might remember a good 70% of the portion of the video had to do with the fact that analysts kept on saying that they believed that the cryptocurrency market and Bitcoin's price was ready at any moment for a movement up in price. It says Bitcoin climbs to $41,000 and flippins the currency of the country who is currently in the news. Apparently, allegedly, because of their current actions, their currency has completely collapsed. It is just logical. Why would anyone want to deal with your toxic currency? And then, near hours later, it says massive buying, Bitcoin shoots 15%, top 10 crypto register double-digit gains. The entire cryptocurrency market over the last, I want to say, 18.5.95 hours has jumped quite dramatically. I'm going to assume that a large portion of this has to do with current movements around the world. It says the crypto market has completely reversed its trajectory after a week of correction and consolidation. Massive buying has ensued in the broader cryptocurrency market over the last few hours, with Bitcoin posting a solid 15% plus gains as of press time. Bitcoin is trading at, it says 43,200. I think we're currently slightly even still above that, with a market cap of $819 billion. Which is absolutely insane to even say out loud. It says Bitcoin reclaims $43,000. Bitcoin needs to break above 45,000 to confirm uptrend. I always find it really weird that we've moved up like $7,000 over the last 8.5 days, but that doesn't confirm the uptrend. There's always like an extra number that we always need to hit to actually confirm that an uptrend is happening, as opposed to being like, oh snaps, Bitcoin went up by 15% in the last 12 hours. That is clearly an uptrend. Alas, we are but a few dollars away from a $45,000 Bitcoin. So, you know, logic tells me that there's nothing really stopping us from getting there. It says Bitcoin accumulation continues. On-chain analysis reveals BTC breakout is on the horizon. To be fair, first of all, happy March 1st, everyone. To be fair, at the beginning of this year, a large portion of our news had to do with the fact that a lot of analysts at the beginning of the year were saying that by March or April, they expected prices to also begin to jump up dramatically as well. I'm going to assume that, especially the whale accumulation that we've been hearing about constantly over the last couple of months, mixed in with the current thing that you're hearing about on the news, was a perfect storm. Horizon One, I don't know, whatever movie has that title, you know what I'm talking about. It says Bitcoin price smashed the crucial $43,000 levels, but what changed all of a sudden? I'll give you one word. It begins with R. I assume that is definitely it. So, for those of you who are not aware or have not seen, this was a discussion in the news a couple of days ago, and should not, I mean, I am but a person, but this should not have even been a discussion at all. This should have taken place immediately so that we do not get into the mud any further. So, as it stands right now, it appears that the U.S. has activated, I would use the word sanctions, against the place that you keep hearing about in the news over and over. And they have cut them off effectively from using SWIFT. SWIFT being the messaging banking system that we've had since the 1970s that banks are now trying to update because they realize that cryptocurrencies are going to take over. It's not everyone in said country. It is simply the higher-ups, corporations, banks, yada, yada, effectively, if you will, cutting them off from the rest of the world. There's a lot more to say about that, but I'll leave it for another time and another place. as this has taken place, and their currency of the country we keep talking about has also collapsed. It has ignited fears within said country. We spoke about why I keep saying said country yesterday. If you saw the video, it's about the algorithm. I can't say certain things, just reiterating. Basically, people within that country have begun to, run to the banks because they're terrified of, losing all their money because of what their country or their leaders are currently doing. And then on top of that, them being once again cut off from the rest of the world's banking system has ignited speculation that we've had for a while on this channel that the two countries who are currently in the newses, that they have begun to up their usage of cryptocurrencies, and that also if you are wealthy and you, for some reason, do not have access to your bajillions of dollars, you begin to go, okay, it's time to move money into Bitcoin because that cannot be halted, stopped, what have you, as easily as the other system. So, I do believe that a very large part of the movement that we're seeing in the cryptocurrency market has to do with this. And the word isn't, well, it is a shame, everything that's happening, but I find it very fascinating that this news is actually moving the market, but not the actual accumulation news that we've been hearing, not the inflation news that we've been getting for a very long time, but it's the actual usage of the coin by these places that we are getting news of that they're doing. That's moving the market. You understand what I'm saying. Anyway, this appears to be the main reason over the last 24 hours or so why our market has pumped up. And I assume if said situation continues, we are going to see even more of a pump in prices as well. Not to be left out of the fun, it says Solana reclaims $94 support. Next stop is above $100. There was very, very sparse altcoin news. I think a lot of, sometimes I'll show you those websites, not to poke fun at them, but kind of to poke fun at them, where basically Bitcoin isn't moving in price, and they keep writing these articles like, well, the bears are in control. And it's like, no, there are no bears. It's just that simply that Bitcoin isn't moving. Doesn't it seem really weird that every other coin isn't up by 25% right now if Bitcoin had simply not moved at all? It's, once again, I told you this a month ago. The moment you make peace with the fact that Bitcoin is the market, and when Bitcoin moves, everything else will move, you will feel a lot better. I promise you. I've been in the market for so long. I've told all my other friends out there the same exact thing, and it helps with anxiety a lot. I promise you. The moment you realize that Bitcoin has to move, and then you will also make money, make you feel A-okay. It says Bitcoin's price might hit $50,000 only if bulls capture the significant level. No. It's just basically if the nonsense continues, Bitcoin is going to continue moving higher. We also have tons of accumulation news that's also going to be coming up as well, because even before and during all of this, the richest people if you saw the video yesterday, the two videos yesterday, rich people have not stopped buying. It's not like they've been like, oh no, guys, stop. Bitcoin's price is down. We can't put any more money into the market. They're going to try and own all the Bitcoin on the planet. I cannot make that any clearer. And this one says Bitcoin. There we go. Bitcoin whale activity surged after prices bottomed out. This was said by, I believe, Sentiment. Is it Sentiment? Yes, it was, of course, Sentiment. And if you read just around here, basically they saw a massive movement up in this activity starting around last week. Once we got news of the current thing that we're in, tons of people began to start buying tons of Bitcoin. The idea being, I think a bit of it is sure, and I think the other part of it is actual reality. If I can't remember when we were talking about the situation, and why did I hit the cord? When we were talking about Lebanon and many other places about a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, because it keeps happening over and over and over around the world, where people have had their bank accounts frozen. They can't access their funds. What was the place we were talking about where these people, I think you were able to take out $100 maximum every 2 weeks. And there were people who were like, hey, I have $1 million in my bank account, and the bank was like, sorry, we can't really help you out with that. So the idea is, if these things keep happening, I need to find a way to make sure that I can still move around my money and buy things and also be a part of the world economy. How do I do that? It's with Bitcoin. But once again, rich people have not stopped buying, and they will continue to buy regardless of where the prices are. And this one says, crypto analyst says, bullish confirmation appearing for Bitcoin. Predicts a strong Bitcoin performance in March. Well, happy March, everyone. We finally reached this month. The year's going like fast, slow. I can't explain it. I was shocked that it's already March, but then I was like, it kind of makes sense, but the time feels like, I don't know, time feels a little... Anyway, the point is, yes, that's all the price news at the moment. The cryptocurrency market has jumped up. We will see where the rest of the week takes us. I think it's still a shame logically that we have not moved up higher just based off of the fact that there's not a lot of Bitcoin actually out there for normal people to be able to accumulate. And once rich people have all the Bitcoin, all of it, prices will skyrocket, and we are going to have a situation in about 5-10 years. I want to say even 10 years, definitely 10 years, where people I think are going to be, I'll say it, I think people will be a bit frazzled, a little upset. And I mean like the other 90% of the population who has like shunned Bitcoin over the last 10 years, that they don't have any Bitcoin, and they'll be kind of confused as to why don't I have Bitcoin? And then we'll get a lot of conversation as to, well, sorry about that, that the rich people, that the rich people own all the Bitcoin. And it's like, well, yeah, because you didn't buy any. Anyway, that's the news. And yeah. Let's move on. Next up, also in super surprising news, I never would have assumed that this was happening. Despite the price of Bitcoin falling last week, demand for Bitcoin ETFs remains strong. What? The Purpose Bitcoin ETF located in Canada has reached an all-time high in terms of holdings. The Purpose Bitcoin ETF, which was the world's first spot Bitcoin ETF, presently has 32,329 Bitcoin in one fund. That we have, I think, around 12 or 13 ETFs around the world right now. This is one of them. They have 32,329 Bitcoin. Purpose Bitcoin ETF's holdings are currently valued at $1.3 billion, according to Glassnode. A market analyst pointed out that the ETF has gained over 7,700 Bitcoin since November. This represents a 31% increase over the previous year. Here's the chart right here. And I believe, yep, I made it a bit larger so you can definitely see that. How weird that tons of people have been accumulating so much Bitcoin while Bitcoin's price was down. That seems odd. Wouldn't you only buy when the price is really high? Anyway, so this ETF has been around. It's been less than a year that we've had this Canadian ETF here. I'm certain by numbers, am I mistaken, they have now 1/4, I'll say 1/4 of what MicroStrategy has in less than a year. How much do you want to bet they're probably still going to be accumulating Bitcoin, whether it falls or rises? And also other ETFs are going to get launched and they're going to be doing the exact same thing. This one's in the news because this is the largest Canadian one. I think the last time we had news about this one, they had just reached $1 billion or equivalent worth of Bitcoin in their holdings. And then I think the other second one was just under $1 billion. So we can assume, because I think we have 7 here. Am I mistaken? I think we have 7 in Canada. I don't anyway, the point is, I assume a Bitcoin spot ETF is continuously accumulating Bitcoin. I'm telling you, it's going to be a real rocky road when people realize that they could have been buying Bitcoin a lot. Not financial advice. When people realize that they could have been buying Bitcoin at much lower prices. Anyway, and this wasn't even popular news. Would you imagine that? They continue to buy up all the Bitcoin, and when I was reading this earlier, I thought about it and I was like, we're still not going to get the Grayscale fund turned into an ETF. I don't think the US is going to have an ETF anytime soon, and that's like an actual real shame. But alas, yes, that's the also right here. See surge amid the current situation that we are in. So, you know, just keep all that in mind as the rich people continue to get richer. Alrighty. That's the Canada ETF news. Let's move on. Also in the news, the CEO of the world's largest movie chain, AMC Entertainment, has announced that AMC theaters will accept Dogecoin and Shiba Inu in the coming weeks. When I first read this, I was like, we've gone over this before. What we've gone over was the fact that they announced that they were accepting Bitcoin and Ethereum, and that they had received, not popular opinion, people from the cryptocurrency space were screaming at them, hey, you got to accept Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. And then they were like, hey, we'll think about it. And now they're like, hey, now we're going to do it. The CEO of AMC Entertainment Holdings, Adam Aron, announced on Twitter on Monday that AMC theaters will be accepting payment in Dogecoin and Shiba Inu in March. AMC Entertainment, also known as AMC Theaters, okay, is the world's largest movie exhibition company. I don't care about all that. Aron explained that the IT department at AMC Theaters said that BitPay will be live for AMC online payments by the 19th of March and live on the company's mobile app by the 16th of April, or a few days earlier. And here's the tweet for it right here. Is anyone out there actually planning on spending their crypto to buy a movie ticket? I'm sure there's going to be someone, but like, you know, once again, I assume once prices spike, 5 spikes, that people will start using their crypto a lot more. But I think it'll be a bit of a novelty at the moment for people to use their Shiba Inu coins to be able to buy a movie ticket. Anyway, that's the AMC news. So they said they were going to do it, and now they're doing it. And I assure you, we are going to get news on the 19th of March and the 16th of April that they've activated said payments that they were talking about before. Yeah, wonderful. Can't wait to go to the movies and spend my doggy coin. Alrighty. Let's move on. Next up, while the situation in that place is a hot topic, fears of, more than a hot topic, fears of, what happened to Hot Topic the store? Is that still a thing? Fears of rising inflation continue to haunt Americans residing in the country as economists and analysts note U.S. inflation will likely remain high. Inflation is likely going to be worse than initially feared this year, Goldman Sachs explained in a report published on Sunday. Moreover, in terms of inflation coupled with the problem, an economics professor at American International College stressed there's a perfect storm brewing. Yes, my friends, back in the news right now is the topic of inflation and how it is expected to get not only normally worse, just based off of actual economic situations that are plaguing the world right now, and also because of the continued buying and spending and producing of money by the Federal Reserve and many other countries around the world. But also the thing that's in the news right now that also causes inflation and causes people to panic. Were you here 2 weeks ago when we were discussing the earnings call from one of the CEOs? It was a woman who took part in, I think, a couple of earnings calls, and she was saying how while inflation was already, first of all, the 7.5% number that we've been getting for U.S. inflation apparently is pushed down. They tried to remove a bunch of other factors to say that it wasn't as bad as it actually was. And then the really dirty cherry on top, she said while she was sitting in these earnings calls from these mega companies, who I think she wasn't allowed to actually name, she said they were bragging that under the excuse of inflation, they were actually raising their prices by 49%, 79%. I mean, like really, like actually, like they were talking about how this had been one of the best quarters their company had ever had because they knew that inflation was 7.5%, but they decided to raise their prices by 55%. Think of that. You're paying more because these companies knew that it's inflation. We have to rise prices higher. They rose them anywhere from 50 to nearly 90% for chicken, milk, cheese, other things that you're buying in the supermarket, when they could have simply risen them by 7% as a way of saying, well, you know, it's inflation, and they plan on doing this even more. Heaven help us if inflation actually rises to like 9 or 10%, which it probably already is, how much more expensive things will actually be. So at the same exact time, this is also a very old discussion as to people getting into the cryptocurrency space, because as they continue to see Bitcoin's value rise and the value of their dollars or other currencies continue to fall in their bank accounts, the transition is quite, to use the word, swift. You simply go, all right, that's terrible. I need to get into that. People who are into that continue to make more and more money. I don't know why there was ever any discussion. Here's the actual Fed balance sheet. Notice the movement upward around 2008, 2009. And then, you know, what happened here. I find it very weird that there was any discussion ever of inflation not being terrible or simply disappearing. Or remember when we kept on hearing, oh, no, it's simply transitory. For what? For when? When is all of this actually going to go away? When you can't, every time you print more, the stuff behind you that you just printed continues to lose its value. What happens if you continue printing so much that you can't bring back the value of the old stuff? The US, the euro, and all the other, they're not going to stop printing right now and simply go, wait, we have to wait an entire year and simply use this circulating supply. Anyway, so yeah, gonna be fun to see exactly what happens, because we've been expecting this for a while, and here we are. It says dollar retreats as risk appetite returns. U.S. inflation dials back Fed's view. Let's move on. Also in popular news, after enabling NFTs, eBay CEO Jamie Lanone has revealed that crypto payments could be next. What? I didn't see that one coming. American multinational e-commerce giant eBay is apparently eyeing to integrate crypto payments. In a recent interview, CEO Jamie Iannone, I keep thinking that this is an L, but it's an I, Iannone, said the firm might leap very soon. Primarily, eBay wants to capture the Gen Z or Gen Z and millennial audiences. That's how you do it. You gotta get that young money. You gotta activate cryptocurrencies, because that's what all the peoples are doing. eBay is one of the oldest. Yes, it is. It was founded in 1995. Wow. In an exclusive interview, and it still looks the same. Have you used eBay recently? It looks exactly the same. How have they not updated that website? I don't know. In a recent interview with The Street, Iannone said the official announcement for the much-anticipated crypto integration platform could be revealed as early as the 10th of March. That is 9 days away. According to the executive, the marketplace aims to transform as a go-to place for Gen Z and millennials. Why they think... Do they think... I don't think this is going to get young people onto their platforms. Oh, they have Bitcoin now? I definitely got to buy that poster of Michael Jordan. What are people buying now? Iannone said, we're just completing our transition to managing payments where we're now managing $85 billion of volume on our platform directly. This gives us the ability to open up new forms of payment. So far, eBay has enabled Google Pay and Apple Pay on its platform. It also scored a partnership with a fintech company, Afterpay, in Australia, which is a platform that appeals to... This is getting kind of cringy now that they keep repeating that generation over and over. Like, is eBay losing business? Who uses eBay? I use eBay for price confirmation. I think that's about it. I used to sell on eBay, but eBay doesn't get as much traction as I thought it would. And it says, so we're continuing to evaluate other forms of payment that we should take on the platform. We don't directly adopt cryptocurrency on the platform. And also, for those of you who missed that, they were announcing that they're thinking of also getting and have like an NFT tab on the platform as well. So this was quite popular news. I don't really know what category to put this in. This was news a long time ago as well. I mean, like in the early cryptocurrency days that they were going to be accepting it. The news of eBay accepting cryptocurrencies came after, what's it called? Overpay? Overstock. Upstock. Over company. Whatever the first company was who accepted cryptocurrencies online. eBay's news was in there directly afterwards, but eBay never actually confirmed that they were going to be accepting Bitcoin. So I think it would be weird if they didn't accept cryptocurrencies at this point. I mean, I understand you want to wait and have like a big announcement, but just do it. I don't think it's going to cause that many people to be like, oh my gosh, remember eBay from 1942? They have Bitcoin now. Anyway, that's the eBay news. Yeah. Let's move on. And to finish things off sure, why not? The Central Bank of Argentina is reportedly working on a new group of regulations seeking to control the totality of... Jeez Louise, what a sentence. Seeking to control the totality of digital wallets in the country. This new legal framework is directed at stopping fraud, said to be facilitated by these tools. According to leaks on local media, the publication of the law is imminent. And it's really annoying, hear me out, whenever banks announce, why is the word central so close together when banco is really far apart? Who put that up there like that? They didn't realize that the letters are actually touching? It's really annoying whenever banks say stuff like that because they're usually the ones who facilitate fraud. Like, we know this, like, this isn't even me being like, oh, bank. No, like, you can look at it. Like, a lot of the times when like, actual fraud is happening, I don't mean, like, someone mistakenly sending, like, $10,001 across international borders and, you know, getting in trouble, which is also nonsense. But I mean, like, banks are actually, like, always, what is it? What's the term when you move stuff illegally? Whatever. Doing that to gold and to like huge piles of silver. We know that they're also manipulating the prices of nearly every single market, especially real estate. They're the ones who are actually committing all the fraud. But then when they do get caught, they end up having to pay like a $1 million fine. Oh, that's cool. I just made $46 billion. Here, do you want it in ones or do you want it in tens? Because we got all of that in the back trunk. So, you know, it's when you talk about fraud, I would love if also the banks and corporations and institutions were also included in that sentence, as opposed to just simply being like, well, it's only cryptocurrencies that this is happening with. The Central Bank of Argentina has set its sights on the use of digital wallets. The directory of the bank is reportedly producing a new set of regulations to better understand what's happening with the funds in these wallets, good job, and improve their KYC measures regarding how this will be implemented. It stated, it's not about prohibiting anything, but about applying the same rules that banks must comply with in relation to knowing their customers. One of the really big problems that they have is that you can literally be your own bank. The idea of you, and this is, I think it's very foreign to them. The idea of you being able to download a program on your computer and have your money on it, on your computer, on your phone, doesn't make any sense to them. And this is why they're constantly, this is why cryptocurrency exchanges keep getting like the green light. It's not because of actual adoption. It's because they want people to think, and I don't know why they haven't gotten that far. They assume that people think the only way to buy these cryptocurrencies is through an establishment, i.e. I must walk in somewhere to purchase said cryptocurrencies, or I have to go to this website that is only in my language to be able to buy these coins, and therefore they want the cryptocurrency exchanges to have the same exact rules as the actual banking system, which also doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's, sure, fine, whatever. It's just regulations. And then the other part of it is, which is what we've gone over, the fact that you can, like, on your computer, like legally download programs, if you make sure that is legal in your country, download programs to act as or have a cryptocurrency wallet, and that's your bank. Or to be able to stake coins without a cryptocurrency exchange. It makes no sense to them because they're used to always being the exact. This is what we were talking about before. The people who make the money have the power. What happens when they no longer are making the money or have control over the monetary supply? Who has the power? Not to sound revolutionary, but it's just the entire premise of cryptocurrencies. If it's on your phone, if it's on your wallet, or if it's on your computer, and you can lend it out through DeFi, you can stake it through other computers on the platform on your computers, or simply hold your own money. What's the point of the bank then? You can do everything. Anyway, you understand what I'm saying. So, that's the Argentina is going to be rolling out cryptocurrency. That is bothering me so much. Like, why? And that's the central bank. No one is going to slide that over. Imagine if we got like a news story in like 2 days that like somebody was like, oh, we gotta slide it on over. It looks a little weird. Anyway, so sure, go for it. This is not the first central bank to announce that they're going to be doing this, and they will not be the last. Alrighty, let's moving on now. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, GBU Wally, formerly known as Professor Wally, Darren Davis, How's Life Austin, Jamie Saad, Blockchain Simplified, and let's move on. Chris, Hakeem Wilkins, Empire Queen, Stake It With Valor, Fud, Wiser, Mortified, Roman Geba, Bitcoin, Ben Arachno, Dave, Tony, Ambroski, The Dealers, Den, Red Plump, Tomato, Umnu, Wishnicki, The Letter M, Not Brain, Captain Something, and the Z-Way Lay, Crypto Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, Speedy655, and Carlos Was Like, Mobarazi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grolay, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Bare Bones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Paternoster, Conan, Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banan, Auspicious Agile, and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Harari, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Stoyo, Nostromo, John Sarsen, The Animal Reader, Bibliophobia, Todd, Mullis, Adam, Graysick, Mohamarani, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Damien, Setsuna, Richie Rich III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Coskips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Buddy McButtface, Anytime Fitness, Monks, Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who left a like, who has commented, who has subscribed, who has clicked the little join button below. To everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links, I do appreciate all of ye. At the moment, Bitcoin is currently at $43,406. It is up by 13.17 percentile points. It is up sideways. Why it's going sideways, I do not know. Ethereum is a smidge away from $3,000. It is up by 10.37 percentile points. Binance Coin is up by 11. XRP is up by 6. Luna is up by 9. XRP is about to lose its spot once again. Luna is up by 19 percentile points. Solana is up by 7. Avalanche is ironically once again up by 15%. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you calling yourself Avalanche? What goes up? We already have one called Helium. They can call themselves like Upalanche or something. I don't know, something like that. Dogecoin is up by 7. Polkadot is up by 10. Shiba Inu is up by 9. I assume off of the AMC. News, anything else crazy? Cosmos is up by 12. Near Protocol is up by 23%. What the fudge? I'm not really sure. Phantom is up by 16%. Internet Computer is up by 13% as well. Internet Computer, geez Louise. VeChain is up by 13. Elron eGold is up by 11. Axie Infinity is up by 12%. Monero is up. Wow, what is happening? That looks crazy. Monero is up by 13%. Compound Ether is like up. Like it's a really flat line and it kind of goes, wow, why is this in the top 45? It has $151 of 24. Why? Why is this in the top 40? Anyway, Tezos is up by 12%. Wouldn't it make like a little bit more sense to put like $30,000 to like really move the price? Or someone put in $151 and that was it? Tezos is up by 12. Theta token is up by 17.94. And IOTA is nowhere to be found as the rest of the market completely loses its mind. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all might potentially have at some point during today a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.